So I'm doing this video in my car as I'm driving to work because something happened and I'm just like, ah. So I just said it's easier for me to shoot the video like this. If you hear a lot of background noise, that's the road, so you figure it out. And if the phone flips over, well, that's me driving, so you figure that shit out of you too. So I'm always trying to give people a lot of options. I'm a big believer in options, and what an idiot pulling out. Really? I'm trying to give people a lot of options in life. And I try to make sure that people can get the stuff done in a reasonable amount of time. So I don't like to put a lot of hard deadlines on people. Unless it's something important, I need something by a certain date. But generally, I'm like, look, take as much time as you need to make your thing creative. I'm all for that. I think that's cool. I like that. What I dislike incredibly is that when I give you a lot of time and you don't freaking contact me. See, if I'm giving you a lot of time to do what you need to do, I still want you to be in contact with me. I mean, that's what I want. I want you to be in contact with me. I want you to go, hey, Lewis, I got this great idea. This is what I did. So, Bubba, what do you think? It takes 10 seconds. Not a big deal. You can do it very quickly. And I think a lot of people don't do that. I wish they would do that, but they don't do that. And it drives me crazy sometimes. So I'm like, what? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you contacting me back? So if you go 3 weeks without any contact with me, you know, that's not always the best thing. You know, in 3 weeks, I expect to hear something from you. Even if, hey, I'm dead. So, you know, you go with that. So, on top of that, when you turn the work in after the 3 weeks when you didn't get in contact with me, and the work's kind of, you know, I'm going to say the words, you phoned it in. Now, we all phone in work sometimes. I phoned in work, you phoned in work. Sometimes you just don't feel it, and I get that. I totally get that. But do me a favor. When you know you phoned the work in, and I know you phoned the work in, just say, look, man, I phoned the work in. Because sometimes you're going to do that. And look, if you tell me that, I got even more respect for you. I'm like, look, I understand things are happening. Maybe you want to go back and take a step back, and maybe you want to take some time off. We're going to come back to it. That's cool, too. But you got to give me the notice. You got to tell me. See, that's the biggest problem in this industry. People don't want to talk. People don't want to sound like they messed up. They'll lose a job. Da-da-da-da. Who cares, man? Do the right thing. Say, hey, I need more time. You know what I'm going to say? Well, it's pretty flexible, so yeah, I'll give you as much time as you need. And if it's not, I'll be like, oh, dude, you're killing me. I got to find somebody else. I'm sorry. Boom. Handshake. Tell me in advance. Everyone's happy. The longer you wait with something, the worse it always is. I'm like, I'm a big believer, good news can wait, bad news never goes away. So, just handle it. Just handle it accordingly. You'll do yourself a favor, you do the person you're dealing with a favor, and everyone will be happy. And that's a win-win. Okay? That's a win-win. Alright, what else do you want to talk about in my driving video? We can talk about some stuff I'm working on for New Exodus. That's important. I just finished the layout for Silver Skull. Well, let me phrase that. I finished the first draft layout for Silver Skull. That basically means I've gone through, I put it in the pages, I formatted it correctly. Now the next round of layout was me going through and saying what pictures fit where and how that's going to affect my type and my rewrap. See, most people just lay stuff out and they put pictures in and then they just do it at the end. I don't do that. Because I'm trying to create a very unique feel when you look at my books. And this goes on to the whole graphic design look. I have an idea how my book should look before it even gets to you. I mean, I already know pages should look like this, the formatted stuff should look like this, and that's how the book's going to be designed. But when I actually get the stuff and get the parts in there, things always happen. This picture is bigger than I thought it was going to be. Oh, this picture looks better on this page than that page. Oh, this thing didn't flow far enough. I thought it was. There's tons of little things that will pop up during your layout session that will drive you crazy, A, and B, and most importantly, will just mess with your actual flow of how the book should look. I mean, I'm going to stop using the word good. A professionally done, laid out book will look like a professionally done, laid out book. And that can be very simple layout, very, blank page, everything's formatted, looks right. That is a skill in itself. And then there's stuff like on the high end, like, where you can say like my stuff. Colored backgrounds, different colored typefaces, different header sizes. There's lots of ways to handle this. I'm a big believer and have been, and I think it's probably because I'm an older designer. I came from the style sheet era where we built style sheets. You knew exactly what a style sheet would do. And out of that, HTML, CSS, people are familiar with that, came from traditional print. And I think that if you do graphic design really, really well, and I'm talking about, bam, when people pick it up, they can see the power in it. That's a skill in itself. And you can train yourself to do that. There's a lot of third-party guys who are really stepping up the design aspect. And I'm always telling people, if you find design you like, take a look at it, dissect it, see what you like about it, see what you don't like about it, see what makes it good, and even better, see how you can incorporate it into your design. For example, Paizo. If you look at Paizo's campaign book now, and now look at their equipment guide, there have been slight, well, even more just a general design, there have been slight changes from the initial design to the current one you're in. One of the first ones that popped up to me was how weapons and equipment are built in those little stat blocks. And if you know anything about the history about the people doing design, they came from doing video game book design. So if you look at the Paizo's books and look at video game hint guides and things like that, you'll find tons and tons of similarities. Half the reason being because they came from that look and feel. The other half being they kind of want to make it look like that, so people who play video games and people who are used to seeing that kind of thing know where to look to find the information. It's it's thinking about your design, and that's heavily important on just designing anything. On top of that, I'll just talk about people's ads. A lot of ads are just like, what did you do? Oh my God, don't do that ad. Look. We have a real simple ad we do. It's really simple, and it's really just to the point. And the one, I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. It's an ad usually with one of our characters. Usually it's our big character, Widowmaker Scarlet. And it says, and it's, evil has a face, and this is one of them. Simple tagline. Evil has a face, and this is one of them. Tagline, big image, and then goes logo for the stuff and where you can get it. All right, it's a simple, easy 10-second design. But the importance of the design on that one really resides in how the image looks. If Widowmaker Scarlet wasn't a great image, that ad would fall on its face, period. You can only do ads that kind of simple if the image itself, the poignant piece, the focal piece is amazingly done. Because it's true, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And you can get the right picture with a couple of okay phrases. I mean, okay, evil has many faces, this is one of them. By itself, it's kind of lame. With the picture, it looks great. Because you understand, oh, that's what evil looks like. Because I know evil, and that's freaking evil. And that's how he played that. And a lot of people, I'm going to use the word splash, a lot of text and stuff on ads. And, oh my, look, here's a little piece of ad advice that you can use. And you can quote me on this, or you can quote whoever actually originally said this, because I've been stealing this for years. Less is more. Especially in graphic design, less is more. The less crap you have to put on the page to muddle up what you do, the more powerful the piece will be. If you ever get a chance, I think I put it on my blog, but you have to go search for this one. Or you can find it online. It's an old YouTube video. It's a graphic design video, and it's a joke by designers talking about people want to help us with our graphic design. It's like, people designing us, and it's basically the video, I guess if you can find it, it's like graphic design of a stop sign. And if you've ever seen it, and like I said, you've looked at my blog, I know I have it on there. If you ever see it, that is exactly what the life of a designer is. 110%. You will go and sit down and find something and design it to have a very certain look, a certain feel, certain everything, making sure that when people see it, they're like, wow, that's really impactful. The problem is, everybody and their mother thinks they're great at art and great designing and great. They all think that. You'll design something that's simplistically perfect. They'll come on and say, well, we've got to add this to it, and you've got to add that to it, and you've got to put this on. And basically they turn what is something that's really, really beautiful that they couldn't do in 1,000 years into some horrible mess that you're embarrassed to put out. And that happens a lot when you're a designer. Because why? The client is always right. So you go, you do it, and you put it out. Other designers look at it, and we know. You'll see designer people's work, like, wow, it's a beautiful ad. Why'd they put the text there? Oh, I know why. somebody thought, oh, we gotta say something about this here. And that happens all the time. Just remember, less is more. Less is always more. More is more sometimes too, but less is more. You know, just less is more. Come on, get it together. So, like I said, we're doing graphic design for that. I finally finished our quartermaster guide. Literally, it is done, completed, hyperlinked. Both versions, the regular version and the mobile version, are done. I have not released it because I have to do a little write-up paragraph on the paragraph text for it. But you know, that most likely will be coming out either Wednesday or Thursday. It's a lot of cool stuff for NeoXis. We went through and we developed that one for a very, very, very long time. One of the things I didn't get to include that I really wanted to, but I decided it's better if I do something else with it, was the stats for our big, what people have been describing as a Necron looking. Okay, just because the guy's got a metal skeleton and it doesn't make it a Necron. There are other pieces of inspiration that gave me that look. And it's always amazing me when people miss the obvious one that it is, having read this blog enough times. But Cyrix, that's the character's name, or I really call him character, more like the NPC, villainous NPC's name. I built a history for him, I've tied him into some stuff, but I thought about putting him in this book, but I don't think he's right for this book. So there's another book that I'm going to be doing, well, not really doing, that I'm going to be outlining and having someone else do, because I've got other projects like my Kickstarter stuff to do. But we're going to be doing our Hive book, which basically is our prison book, and I've wanted to do a prison book for a while. I think the concept of prisons in fantasy settings really are kind of like foo-foo silly. You know, it's like when you can cast magic and do all this stuff, prison needs to be very, very, very specific. And you got high-level guys in the prison, the things you have them in, red light crap, has to be very, very specific. So. And he fits very much in that setting. He's definitely a prisoner type of character that I want to put in. So I got to develop that for that character. All right. I got 12 minutes and 15 seconds on this, so I'm going to probably be doing a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to be out. And after that, well, we're still working on the free RPG Day product. I've done the initial look over of the product. I haven't started layout yet, but I plan to start layout probably this week and get that out. We've already ordered the products, I said, for the retail customers. The retail stores have gotten their rewards, are in the process of getting their rewards, but they got to print the book, of course. So basically, by the second week of April, they should have all their products. So the 14 stores that ordered, well, 13 of the stores should. The 14th, which is one overseas, should get his in mid-May. It's not my fault. It's just the way the printing works out. We got that. The free RPG product will probably be going to press within like 2 or 3 weeks, so I can get it back very, very soon. Obsidian Apocalypse, we've gotten back the first section from Rich Redmond, who I've got to actually send a check to. So you forget that stuff sometimes. Got to send him a check for it. Got to send it off to the editor. The other 3 parts I'm waiting to come back. Just like everything in life, you're waiting for stuff to come back, because that's what it is. And I think that actually might be about it. Obsidian Twilight, got that. Oh, well, for all you people who've been on this long, and you've been waiting, so, Zao. I've been working on Zao in the background, and I think I've come up with an idea that I like, racial-wise, to get the races that I like. We're probably going to be introducing 3 new races for the setting. I still need to work out some other little tweaks to it, but it looks like it's going to be 3. I'm going to be changing the format again to. I liked the concept of it being a first one's run island, but I'm changing that because it's tough to do based on a couple of the ideas that we have planned for the first one. So I'm taking that step and flipping it. It's going to be controlled by these 3 main races, but there will be first ones on this island, and the first ones on this island are going to be slightly different than what people are used to seeing, or if you've run into. I'm going to be making some changes. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I want to surprise some people, but it will be very, very cool. We of course will have first ones, and we're going to have some other cool bestiary type monsters that are more common to the island. Wow, getting over 3 lanes, didn't even want to use a turn signal. What the hell? So that's about it. Oh, turn. So that's about it. I'm almost to work. See, it's fun. Nice little drive. You know, boom, do a video, nice little drive. I'm about to start doing more of these. You know, when I feel like talking in the morning, just slap it on my car, slap it on the dashboard, booyah. And just drive, and talk. Alright, everybody. Oh, wait, I gotta wait to get to a stoplight. Alright, everybody. I'll talk to you later.